Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 13 preview. We've had Origin. Let's not even think about it. Let's not even talk about it. But no, it was. I'm not going to go too much in depth about the Origin. I'll probably do a separate video giving my thoughts and discussion. But overall, a bit of a weaker state of Origin. You know, you always sort of expect a bit of a lower scoring game one. It's a bit more defense focused, combinations a bit clunky at times, and that's what we saw. I mean, it was still aggressive, it was still Origin, but I don't know, a lot of penalties, a lot of errors. It got a bit scrappy, and I really thought that second half, Queensland, they had the chance, they had plenty of chances to score a try and really put the pressure on, but they just couldn't. Credit to New South Wales, their defense was very good. I felt like they were the far better team on the night. But yeah, that's all. I'll make a separate video giving my my in-depth discussion thoughts. But out of Origin, I don't think, honestly, first inkling, I don't think anyone really rests from that game. It can like I said at the start, it was a lot of stoppages. There are a lot of errors, a lot of penalties. It was still Origin. It was still very intense. It was physical. I'm sure there's some bumps and bruises for sure, but it wasn't like a really drawn out, knock 'em down type game. A lot of stoppages. So players would be fatigued, but nothing like normal Origin 80-minute footy, right? So I think on the surface level, you would assume most players back up, if not all. The only guy that I don't know if there's been any word yet, Big Tino. So it might be nothing, but he did cop a pretty nasty head knock early on. Obviously, Moses getting rocked and his head going straight into poor old Tino's cheekbone. Pretty nasty. Obviously, it swelled up. We didn't really... He played on, which, I mean, as you'd expect, Tino's a beast, but... I wouldn't be shocked if there's some actual damage there. So he's the only one I'm a little bit potentially skeptical. Maybe he doesn't back up. Maybe there's an issue there. I don't know. But we'll know soon enough, though. He plays the second game of the round. Yeah, they play Melbourne. He's the only guy from my team. I mean, if we look through, Payne Haas obviously came in with a bit of a quad issue. Unfortunately for Queensland, looked very good, looked fine. He didn't look encumbered at all, so I'd be disappointed as a Broncos fan if he did not back up and rip and tear against Manly. Who else? Yeah, Tino. I keep an eye on Tino just in case there was some damage to the cheekbone. Who else have we got? There's not too many others. Sharp, Garrick Smith, Rob Toya, I thought was very good on debut, but again, nothing. The only thing that would be annoying, because of Dominic Young, right? There was always a conundrum with I guess Young is still on the outer. Like, there's still sort of potentially him going to the Newcastle Knights this year. There's always that in the back of the mind. The one issue, if Rob Toya does get rested, because they do have the cover, like they could just keep Dom Young in the team, give Toya a rest, it would be fucking annoying, right? Because obviously Toya, I really need him. Well, I don't need him to play this week, but I really want him to, right? Because one, after that performance, he is not getting dropped. He was sensational. I said he would be. I said I was very confident in Toya getting picked. He's got that bit about him. He's very talented. I've seen him a bit. Great player, and defensively very strong. I thought he kept Mitchell very quiet. It was just a bit of brilliance from Mitchell to open proceedings, but I mean, that wasn't even Toya's fault. It was the winger jamming in. But yeah, Toya was sensational. He did a great job on Mitchell. I thought he was very dangerous with ball in hand as well. So he will play the rest of the series. So the problem, if he gets rested from this game, he then has a bye in 14. He then misses 15. Then he might That's 3 games right off rip that he's got a negative 22 break even, sitting at 540k. So you could hold him until he gets his money, but there's still good options to bring in the center wing. You don't want to be sitting on a 540k guy, because then, you know, maybe he plays again. They could rest him for 16 if they're happy with Dom Young on the wing. I mean, he was their big signing, so they could just keep Dom Young on the wing. And who were the centers? Obviously Billy Smith, and who was the other? Am I going crazy? Oh, Nwangani Tawaze obviously playing in the centres. So, I mean, it's plausible. And then he misses 17. Then he... So, I really want him. And it is annoying, though. I guess we should know. Like, the thing is, Toya, it didn't look like he didn't cop any, like, big knocks or anything like that. So, he should be fine. And hopefully we know they do play the last game of the round, which is the annoying part, because you don't... You know, you might be like, oh, should we trade him or not? But we should know. Hopefully, you know, Robinson surely, like, lets us know if he's going to be playing or not. And I would expect he would want to. Playing the final game after Origin, the confidence should be high. So he's the only other guy there to worry about. So I haven't... That's right. I didn't actually make, like, a teams video. Fucking Tom Trbojevic, bro. Oh... You know what? This serves me right. I deserve this to the fucking fullest, man. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw it on Twitter, breaking that Tommy was going to be basically rested / he's got the cork. I mean, being out, like, I don't know, like, the fact he's out with a cork, it does have me a little concerned. Like, is it really a fucking cork? Like, is there really nothing more than a cork? Come on. I don't know. But I deserve this. I deserve it. Tommy's out this week. He's still... Oh, boy. When I saw it... So, this is where the conundrum comes in. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw it, I was like, fuck. Do I just bite the bullet and trade Tom straight to Lehigh? And honestly, looking back on it, I got sucked in. I might have had a few beers when I did the trade originally and went from Lehigh to Tommy. Got a little caught up in it all. But the reason why Lehigh was so good, and like, it makes it even worse, because one, Lehigh got a ton in the bye, so he scored more, and now he's playing fullback this week. I'm like, it's doing my head in. But the problem, and the reason why, like, Lehigh was so good, was that I was going to have Lehigh in my flex, and then round 15 for the second bye, I was going to swing Lehigh up into the center wing and bring Tedesco in for somebody, probably Toya or Jenkins, whoever fit the bill as the guy to go for Tedesco. But now that I got Trbojevic, obviously I'm sort of laying my own bed here. Like, I'm holding Trbojevic. I'm not trading Pappy or Drinkwater for Tedesco. It was either Trbojevic or nothing. So the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up. However, I don't know. I honestly, I'm torn on this. It is just like, at the end of the day, it is just one extra trade I'm making. It's not the worst thing in the world. I do have to start getting a little bit careful with the trades, although we still, you know, the team is looking really stacked, and we still got a lot of trades left. I don't want to, like, I never want to run out of trades early. I like to have some in the bank, but using one extra trade, there's worse things that can happen, right? So if we go Trbojevic to Lehigh, again, it's fucking not, it's not lovely, because Trbojevic lost about 50k and Lehigh made about 40-50, so it's like a 100k swing. However, what we could do, because I guess the big factor is Trbojevic then takes on Newcastle in round 14, and then he plays the second major bye against the Titans. Tedesco plays the second major bye against Newcastle. I don't know. I'd probably just hold Trbojevic. If I want to bring in Lehigh, I can still bring in Lehigh for a Tom Jenkins. I don't hate that. But I think I hold Trbojevic. And I guess again, worst case scenario, if he's out for longer, then I do end up just trading Trbojevic up to Tedesco, which isn't what I want to do, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. But yeah, I think the fact that I've done it now, the fact that taking on the Titans in the second bye, like there's every chance that he scores more than Tedesco in that second bye, right? Like Tedesco could go off, but Trbojevic could also. I'm not confident, but yeah, I'm not gonna trade Trbojevic this week. I gotta hold him. Like the fact that I put him in, I can't just trade him out. He should have a low break even too. No, he doesn't. He's got a 76 break even, bro. Damn. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, what else have we got on the agenda? So, obviously, Kalamatangi is like a must-have, in my opinion. I think you've got to bring him in. Originally, before Game 1, I was definitely concerned that Kalamatangi, if he keeps playing through the middle, he's going to get picked in Game 2. But the fact they won Game 1, you're not going to drop Max King. Even though I think Kalamatangi would be better than Max King or even Spencer Leniu, you're not going to drop a winning team. So I think that's, it makes it safer for Kalamatangi not getting picked now for Game 2 unless injuries. But the fact they won, I think it's even more of a lock. The big question, though, who do we trade? So it's an interesting prospect. The fact Queensland lost, I do think Horsburgh is now an even better target to trade out. It's so annoying that he scored 44 and got sin bin in the first major bye. Like, it was such a blessing that he didn't play Origin for Game 1, but he didn't even score well, so it was a bit of a kick in the dick. But, he still peaked. He could still score some good points, but I think there's every chance he gets picked in Game 2, right? Like, I would be a little surprised. He doesn't even play the second major bye, so I guess it doesn't matter. He's still a good hold. He is still a good hold, honestly. Taking on the Roosters, then the Bunnies. I still think he's a good player. He's averaging 61. It's still solid. Obviously, if Tino is out, you could definitely trade Tino. I think trading Tino to Kalamatangi is fine. I think that's absolutely fine if there's any issue there. I think if there is an issue with Tino, I think trading Tino is probably what I would do, because he would miss this week against the Titans. It's a tough matchup. Broncos in 14. It is what it is. Obviously, we don't know. He could be gone for a few. If it's a fractured cheekbone or something, he could be gone for a while. So we don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, Tino could be a trade out. There was originally I thought maybe Payne Haas is a trade out if he looks a little bit, a little busted, but he looked fine. Maybe this quad injury flared up after the game, but he looked sweet. I'd be shocked. If he backs up, I'm definitely playing him. I'm keeping him. If he does, again, if he gets rested, you could trade Payne Haas instead. There's options. I think it's one of those ones I've just got to wait on. Thankfully, yeah, the Rabbitohs play pretty late, so this might be a trade that I have to just sit on for a while, because, well, actually, we'll know Tino pretty quickly. We'll know if Tino's fit and ready to go Saturday, 3 o'clock. Then, if he's out, Tino straight to Kalamatangi. If Tino's playing, then we'll hold strong. If Payne Haas is out, if the quad flared up, whatever, then we could definitely go Payne Haas, Kalamatangi. And then if not, then there's still probably the Corey, or we can go Lockie Hubner straight up to Kalamatangi. There obviously is that as well, which it's a great trade. It is a great trade, but it is using... It's not using all of our money. It's using a decent chunk, though, so it does make it a little tricky if we wanted to get in, like, to Desco for Tom Trbojevic. Although there's ways to make money. Maybe this is the play. Maybe you do just go all out. Maybe you do. It's only... Yeah, it is annoying Hubner's 350, right? Like, he's still got money to make. He just had that bad game where he lost money and the break-even was high. But, you know, you bring in him, you still got 173k in the bank. It does make the forward pack just... It makes it very strong. It does make it very, very strong indeed. So that's always the offer. There's options. I think it just depends on what happens with Tino / Payne Haas. And then we could just go Lockie straight up to Kalamatangi. But I mean, 25 break even. Like, he's not going to get up to like 500, but it would be nice if he was like 400, 450. But yeah, it is what it is. He's solid, but obviously he's one of those plotters that you don't want to be just keeping for no reason. You do want to utilize the money he's made, but it's just, you know, I guess he's made 120k. Be nice if I was up to like 200, but you know, it is what it is. So Kalamatangi definitely coming in this week. You just have to. Because how's the Rabbitohs bye period? I think they definitely play the second one. I don't think they play the third. So they play 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So actually, no, they play... Yeah, they play... Yeah, all three the other two major buys. They just missed the mini in round 19. So yeah, Kalamatangi is like an absolute lock. Obviously, if he did get picked for Origin, it would make him like pretty bad. But the fact New South Wales won game one, like surely I'd be mad. I'd be mad. But like a lot of people are going to bring in Kalamatangi, right? He's going to be very popular. Who else are we looking at? So there's quite a few different options. Now, one, I was still pretty tempted to trade Luke Metcalf straight back to Nathan Cleary this round. Obviously, it might seem a bit backwards, but I still think it's not a bad idea because Metcalf, he does play this round, which is handy, but you know, he's starting to leak a bit of cash. He's done a great job for me. It is a good matchup against the Bunnies. He can go big, which is the dangerous part, but at the end of the day, he doesn't play 15 or 18. He does play all the minis, but he doesn't even play the major buys anyway. So holding him after this round, I wouldn't do anyway. Nathan Cleary, he's a season keeper regardless. We could just go straight back to Cleary for the two really good matchups against Para, and then they take on the West Tigers at CommBank. So a couple of really good matchups, and then obviously Cleary is going to be out with Origin, but that's fine. Like you just hold him there. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. Nico Hines is cover for him when needed. So I think that's still an option. There is... The other guy, I guess, is Jerome Hughes. If we look at the Storm's draw, obviously they play the Titans this week, which is... It's a good matchup. Then they play the Cowboys at Amy Park, another very good matchup. They don't play 15, so it's... If they played 15, I would honestly go... I probably would take the punt on Hughes over Cleary, but the fact they don't play 15, it's like, do you go Hughes for these two matchups? they probably are better than the Panthers matchups, I would think. Then they play 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, they play the Cowboys in the third major bye, so that's another good matchup for the Storm. The Cowboys will be missing quite a few. Then Newcastle in the backup. So there's a couple of interesting ones. I mean, Hughes is also... I mean, let's have a look at it. Hughes is also very cheap. He's obviously... He's been a bit half-baked. He's been a bit injured throughout the season, which is a bit concerning to bring him in, but he's 6... It's pretty much a straight swap from Metcalf to Jerome Hughes. He's very, very cheap. Extremely cheap. He's obviously had a few low scores. I don't know. I don't mind it. Or you just go to Nathan Cleary. You could just go straight back to Cleary, because the problem with Cleary is that 40 break even, if he goes bang bang in these 2 games, he's going to get very expensive, and then, you're going to bring him back after Origin, where he'll be quite expensive. So there's the opportunity to do that, or you just hold Metcalf, because it's a good matchup for Metcalf. He's been so like, I keep saying it, he's had a couple of big ones, but even the 50s, he's been close to like going tons in those games. Like even last week, 56 points. There were like 3 or 4 times where he took the line on, beat the outside man, but it was like the inside man of, I think, Simi Sasangi fucking got him like 3 times just by the bootlace. Like, he was so close to just splitting them. He's looking way more confident. The goal kicking has been better. Like, he's actually kicking goals. So, it's one of those ones where it's like, fuck, maybe you do just sit on Metcalf. But the problem is Metcalf, I keep him this week, then I probably keep him next week. Although they take on the Sharks. You'd want to get rid of him. Yeah, it probably is worth to get rid of him, right? Because he doesn't play the 2 major buys. Hughes... But then if you're going to go to Hughes or Cleary, you got to go this week. Because Hughes... I mean, you don't have to. You could wait till after the second major buy and then bring in Hughes. But then at that point, you're like, well, fuck, you just wait till Cleary. I don't know. I feel like it is a good time to jump off and go for the high upside. I mean, Metcalf's... I don't know. I'm torn. I'm very torn on that. And then there's a couple of other big trades, potentially. The centre wing. So... Rob Toya, we're hoping plays. Thomas Jenkins can definitely get traded out. He's now got a 80 break even. He's still playing wing. Outside of McLean. Like, I mean, he's made 300k. Like, it's a good time to jump off McLean. He's been good. He could have scored way more points than he has, but fucking glue hands inside. I mean, he's got Blaze Salangi and McLean inside of him. He just sees no attacking football. Plays this week against Para. It is a pretty good matchup, although he's going to be opposed Lomax, right? I mean, Lomax is the right winger. Is Lomax the right winger for Para? I think so, right? Adokar's on the left, I'm pretty sure. And Jenkins on the... I'm pretty sure he's opposed Lomax, which is not good. He plays 14 against Tigers, but he could be out of the team. I mean, Alamotti is on the extended. Doesn't play 15, 16, 17. Doesn't play 18 either. So, yeah, I think it's time to jump off Jenkins. Now, there's a couple of potential guys. There's a couple... Obviously, we could... I've seen quite a few people actually going Zach Lomax. Apparently, a lot of the... Well, not a decent amount of the top percentage of teams are going Lomax. And I get it. He's been really, really good. he's got a pretty good draw for Origin, so he'll play the backup. Like, he's a monster. He'll play the backup against Penrith, I would assume. But then the Dogs, like, it's meant to be a couple of tougher matchups, depending how the Panthers perform and the Dogs. I'd expect it's a couple of tough matchups. Then, obviously, Origin round 15, he plays the backup. Personally, for me, he is at a good price. Like, he's dropped 50k. He does have a 40 break even, so he's going to get more expensive. But, I don't know. Personally, I think wait till 16. Wait for 16. He plays the Titans. Then he plays the Dragons. I mean, I feel like you've got to have him. Again, he's going to go crazy against his whole club. So I think round 16 Lomax is like you've fucking got to have him. So I mean there is the temptation just to bring him in now because you're gonna want him. I think he is going to be like the guy to have for the run home. That Gold Coast drag, he could go like 150 in both those games. I'm scared just looking at them. Then has a bye in round 18 as well, so it's like really good for the Origin players. And they play the Panthers in both backup games after Origin. That's very strange scheduling. I wonder if that was like intended because Moses and Cleary playing Origin and then playing each other the games after. But that's fine. It is a good time to jump on Lomax, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's either jump on Lomax now or you have to get him in round 16. Otherwise, you could get blown away in those two rounds, if I'm being honest. And I mean, yeah, coming off what do you get, like 120 in his game back. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be nice if they rested him. He's coming off a big 120 against Newcastle. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Who else have we got? I mean, Tui Pelotu's back, but I'd rather get Lomax. You can't have all the fucking good centre wingers. There's only so many spots to fill. Lehigh is still like a really good prospect, right? Like, it's hard not to get Lehigh. It's really hard not to just jump on Hopewade. Very, very difficult. 3 break even. He's still at a good price. He's still a tick under 600k. He's playing fullback, which funnily enough, typically his fullback stats aren't as good as you'd expect. But the thing is, playing fullback, and then he will, if Tommy's back, he's every chance to score bulk tries in round 14 and 15. Especially in 15, they could absolutely carve up. So it's probably not a bad idea to sort of stock up. And if Tommy's out for an extended time, then Lehigh stays at fullback, and you just trade off Tommy. So I don't hate that. And they also play the third major bye as well at 4 Pines Park. They do play quite a few games at 4 Pines still. Broncos, Tigers, South. Even like Gold Coast is like such a sensational ground to play at. He's apparently only played the Titans once and Newcastle once. Is that like his whole career, highest and lowest, or just this year? I don't know. And then the other guy that I was keen to look at, so the cheapie, it sort of works out well actually, because where is he? Fletcher Hunt. I'm not going to go Fletcher Hunt because Marju apparently will be back soon, and it seems like Hunt will lose his spot to Hunt. The other Newcastle boy, though, Kyle McCarthy, 51 points. Oh, that's his second game. Oh, that's annoying. I was like, fuck. I thought that was his first game, but no, that was his second game. Okay, that throws a bit of a spanner in the works. I think I'm gonna have to let Kyle McCarthy go through to the keeper. Unfortunately, I was like, you could wait till next week and then bring in McCarthy as a downgrade option. Best is apparently back like earlier than I thought, so maybe it's probably best you don't go with McCarthy, but he would have been a decent downgrade option because he would cover a couple of important games and then he would probably just drop out, so he'd be enough in your center wing, which is fine. Like, you don't need to have 7. We're going to have like so many options to pick from every week when they're fully fit, so I don't hate that. The other guy to look at is the Cowboys. He is a bit more expensive. I mean, even Sam Rani is interesting, but I just, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. Zach Laybat. Annoyingly, 390k. So this is a guy you could definitely sit on. You could definitely wait. He's not like a great downgrade option, but not bad. Because one, he will free up money from like a Rob Toya. You can wait for Toya to make cash. Labert he'll need to play another game. But the great thing with Labert, if Payne does keep the team as it is, Purdue at 6 and Labert is the center, then the coverage is sensational. He plays, obviously, this week 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. I don't think... Do they have a bye for the rest of the year? I don't think so. So it's really good to bring him in as just a playable option that can score big. I mean, he showed that he has got the points in him. He's coming in at 400k almost. A little bit awkwardly priced, but I think he's the... I don't know. I'd probably rather just wait for him over going McCarthy this week. But yeah, I think that's fine. So for me, Koloamatangi coming in, and then it's just the decision of, and it's a big decision. It is a fucking big decision. I don't know. Metcalf to Hughes/Cleary, or Jenkins to Lehigh, Zach Lomax, anyone. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I'm not sure. And even at the end of the day, like, if we do need money, if like we don't want to end up going like a Labor, you could always go Toya down to an actual bottom dollar center wing nuff. Like, maybe potentially, probably not. I was thinking maybe that Fletcher Hunt you could bring in for like who actually play. So the third major buy, who would play that could potentially be like enough? The Broncos probably aren't going to be missing many players. The Dogs, not really either. Canberra, no. Dragons, no. Cowboys, obviously, like, that's why Labor's good. Melbourne, Roosters, not really missing any outside backs. Tigers, no. Manly, not really. Okay, there's not really... I was like, is there any team here that are going to be missing a lot of backs and you could bring in a bottom dollar player to just play that? But that's fine. You could just bring in enough, make a bunch of cash. You don't... Again, I think having enough in the center wing is not bad because you don't need this many playable options. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up the preview. There's a lot to play out. I'm unsure yet. We'll do another video with hopefully a bit more clarity on if there are any outcomes after that first Origin, if there's any injuries, any restings, anything of the sort. And then we'll decide who we're bringing in Koloamatangi for, and then we'll decide if we're going back to Cleary/Hughes or if we're going to bring in another gun center winger, which I'm probably leaning towards. I don't know. It's a tough choice. I'm not going to lie. I would have liked to have had a boost. Yeah, boost would have been nice this week. A boost would have been good, but yeah, I mean, Yeah, I don't know. On paper, I probably prefer to trade out Jenkins just because I think he's more likely to lose cash than Metcalf. But then, yeah, but if you don't trade out Metcalf this week, do you really trade him out next week for like Hughes or Cleary when you're only going to be playing one game and then a bye? I don't know. I don't know. I'm unsure. What was the 14? Who were they playing 14 again? The Warriors, Sharks. Yeah, the Sharks. It's not a great matchup. Shark Park. I don't love that. So maybe Metcalf's the guy. But yeah, we'll get a bit more clarity hopefully today and tonight, and then for Friday we'll be able to make some decisions. I'll talk more about the sit starts and captain vice captains in the pre-lockout video. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.